1, 2, 1, 2. We're rolling. It was another incredible weekend of boxing, and we're going to talk about all of it on this week's edition of One Round with George. Intro. Ever since I was a kid and saw Sugar Ray Leonard fight, I've loved boxing. I was at HBO for 15 years as a feature producer, won a few sports Emmys.
Not bad.
I got to travel the world and tell the great stories of these fighters.
Maybe something of a rooting interest in Alexander among the entire HBO Sports crew here, because Alexander's manager is former HBO Sports producer George Jakovic.
I've managed a fighter, I've worked a fighter's corner, being as close to the action as you can get. My life has revolved around boxing. May 14th was an incredible night of boxing and an incredibly long night of boxing. It's about an hour after the main event that I couldn't wait to see. On Showtime, it was the rematch between 154-pound champions Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. These guys fought a great fight last year. They don't like each other. Everything was contentious going into the fight, and they put on another sensational fight. These guys picked up where they left off last year and just went at it. Charlo had moments where he really boxed beautifully. He used his legs, he used angles. Castano was aggressive, but all night long, Charlo was landing some sizzling counter left hooks when Castano would dive in. The fifth round was toe-to-toe. They went back and forth, one of the better rounds of the year so far. I thought Charlo had a lead on the scorecards, but then swiftly and suddenly in that 10th round, Charlo landed another left hook that crumbled Castano. Castano got up, got dropped one more time, and Jermell Charlo is the undisputed 154-pound champion, the ruler of one of boxing's best divisions. On the undercard, welterweight sensation Jaron Boots Ennis continues to shine, continues to wipe out everyone in front of him. His latest victim was unbeaten Custio Clayton. He dropped him and stopped him with a huge right hand to the temple in the second round. Look, we all know that the welterweight belts are tied up. Everyone wants to see Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. Boots wants to fight a champion. Doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. I say make the fight with Keith One-Time Thurman. That should be the next Boots Ennis fight. This guy is the future. Oh man, it's late. It's 1:21 in the morning East Coast time. I am still shooting this show, and guess what? The main event on Triller, the Kovalev-Pulev fight, hasn't even started yet. But speaking of that Triller card, you had the continuation of the Vargas Dynasty. It's been nearly 20 years since ferocious Fernando Vargas was a champion at 154 pounds. Tonight, 3 of his sons fought on the same card on Triller, and they could all turn out to be something special. Fernando Vargas Jr., Amado Vargas, and 18-year-old Emiliano Vargas all won. They all look good, and this is such a great story. When I was an HBO producer, I remember shooting with Fernando Vargas with those same kids. They were playing in the gym, they were playing in the ring. To see them fight now is just an awesome thing. These guys are popular. It should be a fun ride. Let's see where it goes. The main event on Triller just ended. It was former light heavyweight champion Sergey Kovalev facing off against Terrance Crawford. This was Kovalev's first fight in over 2 years when he got knocked out by Canelo. Kovalev might not be the crusher anymore, but he's a boxer. He used his jabs. He won almost every round, coasted to an easy, unanimous decision. He may still have life in this cruiserweight division because there's no Holyfields out there. There's no Usyks out there. It could be possible for Kovalev to get another belt. I know Triller wants to do things differently, like everyone who comes into boxing. I don't know if they wanted their main event to end after 2 a.m. East Coast time. A lot of folks are still talking about last week's big performance by Dmitry Bivol and his domination of Canelo. It seemed like everybody was still talking about this fight, including Mike Tyson, who had some advice for Canelo.
Canelo was using the jab effectively, hard. The guy wouldn't have been able to come in because the guy was coming in because he wasn't worried about Canelo's jab. Canelo should be moving, slipping the jab for the uppercut. But I wasn't anticipate the combination.
And for what it's worth, I scored the fight 117 to 111 for Bivol. That's it. That's the bell. But hold on, we're not done. I have to talk about the story of Terrance Bud Crawford's daughter, Talea. It's obvious that Bud is not the only super talent in the family. Talea was running a 200-meter race. At the beginning, her shoe came off.
She ran out her shoe.
She went back, put it on, way behind everyone, ended up coming back and winning. It was a thrilling race. She's got some talent. We might have seen a future Olympian. Congratulations to Leia. Now that's it. I'm done. Going to bed. I will see you next week. That exhilarating one round with me is over. Now you can go to my YouTube page. You can like the content, you can subscribe to the page, and there is more coming soon.